got it. I got it.
Say no more.
Say no more. Are you talking shit again?
We're talking shit.
We are, literally.
All right, guys. I wanted to bring up, and Galen's not here, but he was the last one driving the last truck that I just had to move, as well as 16. So whoever drove 16 yesterday, was that you, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. So all vehicles.
Oh wait, Kevin brought it back.
Okay. All vehicles none of the vehicles can be backed in where they're covering the grass or even gone forward over the curb where they're covering the grass. The landlords complained, they wrote the homeowners association or the whatever property management association wrote letters to Mr. Trifold, our landlord. They're gonna fine us. If you look on this side where all the trucks are backed in, they covered the grass so much the grass is dying. They can't mow it, they can't fertilize it, it's not getting sun, so we're killing the grass. And I mean, I know our intentions weren't to do that, our intention is to keep the trucks back out of the row, where people are driving, but your bumpers, just have your bumpers to the curbs, front or back, I don't care if you back in or go forward, it doesn't matter to me, but do not drive so that your vehicle is on the grass in any way, shape, or form, backing up or going forward. Because it's they're pretty, it's gonna be a fine, and we don't need any fines. The way they did it is kind of petty, because they mentioned it to us, and I don't know if they expected us, they're already gone, the landscapers, they mentioned it to us the day that it happened, last week, and then they sent a letter out right away to the HOA, which then sent to the landlord, and it's just this big thing. In addition, someone in the back was playing music really loud.
Again?
Well, this is the story in the letter. When they were playing the music really loud, I know Beatrice has done it before, but this was in a vehicle. So I'm not sure if a car was being washed or whatever, someone was listening to the radio. Supposedly, somebody came and asked them to turn it down. They turned it down for a minute. As soon as they walked away, they cranked it back up and just said, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. Again, it's gonna cause us to get fines and all kinds of other stuff. So, I'm telling everybody now, if I hear music going loud back there, you're representing our company. It's a company vehicle, they know who we are, everyone in the shopping center pretty much does, no matter what vehicle we have back there. So, let's be respectful of our neighbors. I guess there's people who have been complaining about it, so they tell the property manager, someone comes out, tell us to be quiet. As soon as they leave, we just say screw you and turn it back on. Okay, so be respectful to your neighbors, and please, even if you guys are driving your vehicles to a customer's home and you want to listen to your music, that's why I said put earphones in. I could care less what kind of crap you listen to loud in your ears. You want to blow your eardrums up, go for it. I don't know how many of you guys feel that way, but for me, even when I'm driving down the street and I got someone with those radios that got the big old subwoofers in the back, and their whole car's shaking, and my car's shaking, and I have my windows up, that pisses me off. When I was a younger Marine, I actually got out of the car and beat the shit out of somebody for that. I kid you not. I beat the crap out of him. I first told him to turn it down, and he flipped me off, so I went over to him and said, you want to do something about it? I said, I'll turn the fucking radio off, and I beat the shit out of him. That's how I was back then. Not
I never did it
you
again.
turn the radio off?
I never did
Oh,
it
he turned it
again.
down. He turned it down.
I turned it down.
He turned it down. But that's how I was back when I was in, 19, 20 years old. But I'm not that way anymore. I grew up. I was 19. I was
5
young.
years ago.
It was a couple years ago.
Yesterday.
And that's how I was. I was the kind of guy, the road rage thing, when I was young like that, I did that kind of stuff. I've grown up and I don't do it anymore. But for me, if I wanted to hear your music, I'd ask you to turn it up, or I'd turn the same station on or listen to the same crap. I just think it's kind of rude for people to do that. But for us as a company, you're driving a vehicle around, if they don't want to hear your music, they're going to complain, and it's going to come directly to us. Okay? And we're trying to build our reputation in a positive way, not in a negative way. All right, so, Galen, I just was telling everybody you missed it. I'm going to tell you real quick. Your vehicle, you backed it up too far. Right now, the landlord's complaining because we're killing the grass, because we're backing over the grass. It's not getting sun, and they can't mow it. So all the landscapers are getting upset because they can't mow it and trim it. So I moved it forward this morning. I didn't turn the switch back, so your switch is already on. I put the lock back on, but make sure going forward or back, however you do it, you don't go over the grass. Just go to the front bumper or the back bumper to the curb, not over.
Okay, I can
Okay.
park in front.
Yeah, please. Either way, I don't care how you park it, just don't go over the grass. And then, same thing with, I was talking about music as well, not playing music really loud around the area because people are getting upset from people playing music.
That's kind of.
All right, so I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen these yet. I got a couple of boxes of them, like 5,000 of them, because this is our time. Normally, when HVAC now, people aren't going to do air conditioning replacements very often. We're going to get some repairs and stuff, but we're not going to do as much as we were, prior to summer. And we had a really slow summer as it was. So we do have the heating side is going to be coming up for tune-ups. So on one side of it, we have, number one, we have our correct website on here, and phone number is going to be the same. But we're talking about giving any kind of heating and air conditioning repair, and heating was the word I'm using first because that's what we're going into now. Air conditioning is kind of secondary. And then complete and system inspection tune-up for $49. So that's on here, and then on the plumbing side, it just says leaking faucet, call us today, but $50 off of any service for plumbing service. Not valid with any of their offers, coupon required at time of service, and then also $77 drain cleaning. And I actually did one for Sarah because the thing with, when we do these kind of specials, it's the same thing as HPCs in a way, where just to get out there. Our goal is to get out there, get people to allow us to get into their home and do an inspection. Because when we do a $77 drain, we're not making money on that. You guys know that. I mean, it's a quick get in and out, that's just like, and all that is allowing water to go down the drain. So if it was backed up, a shower drain, there's hair in it, you pull out some hair, it's going down. But is there anything else that's needed with the rest of the drain system, a jetting or whatever? That's up to you guys. Is there angle stops, whatever? You gotta go in and do your thing as far as find other things that need to be done to get us work. Because our goal is to get something else. The same thing with the tune-ups. I mean, we're not making any money on a $49 tune-up. We're not even barely covering costs. So the goal is there something that needs to be cleaned, condenser, coil, something going on that we can fix, right? Or replace or repair. So what I'd like to have done with these, and I'm not sure what you guys did with these in the past, but what I've always done with these is you go out to a customer's home and you canvass that area right around, a couple homes next door, a couple across the street, if you can. So you got to be careful. There's those gated communities that have HOAs, they don't allow them, and you guys pretty much know what they are, you should. But if it's no soliciting in there, you can't do it. But if you can, do what you can with it. So have them with you in your trucks, and just pass them out. If you see people when you're at Home Depot, whatever, you're more than welcome to do that as well. All right, don't go throwing them on windows where someone's going to say that, oh, they know who it is because our number's all over it and they know our name's all over it. But if you want to hand some to somebody who's in the plumbing department while you're there, that's a good thing to do as well. All right? Okay. So we talked about the trucks, we talked about the music, and we talked about these. On the HVAC side, it's definitely pretty slow today. We have a few things in plumbing, but not a whole lot. But that's about all I have. Kevin, you got anything?
Let me see. So I got a schedule out for Tech Tuesday. So my life's kind of back to normal a little bit here. So if anybody has a class that they might be interested in, let me know. But the first classes I want to do are the maintenance. Basically what to look for and the sales related to that. So it's not so techy, but very, very important when we're doing the water heater flushes and the tune-ups and what to look for. Let's see what else we got. We're gonna get some stickers for our equipment, some new stickers. Get those ordered here pretty soon. Are
you talking about the big stickers? We have some over.
Yeah, I know, but we just need some stickers for, we need stickers for the water heaters, things of that nature. So
like a 3x5 size, so.
Yeah,
it'll fit on the
something a
condenser?
little more appropriate for the outdoor unit. Yeah, that huge thing is, yeah.
I mean, I could find a place to stick.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, so, like I said, if there's anything you'd like to get on the schedule, let me know.
Maybe a little blurb on hydronics inspections.
Yeah, so there's gonna be, I thought I put a class for hydronics.
I
Maybe,
haven't looked at the.
maybe, I think it might be under the recirculation class in the plumbing. So I should probably just add hydronics to it because that's really just recirculation, so.
And then maybe, I don't know if we still have that old furnace stuffed in there, but a furnace tune-up class for the new techs, so
Mhm.
they know what we expect them to look at, what a inspection is from our company, not just a kick the tires real quick and, oh yeah, it turns on, everything's cool, you know?
Yeah.
Because you've got quite a few tricks, I have quite a few tricks that'll make it so they can actually find what's wrong quickly and be able to turn that over to you or whoever else is
Right,
doing sales.
yeah, well, there's so much to look for in those things, and that's why it's sort of technical, but it's sort of sales at the same time, because we're really just gonna be showing you what to look for, and then at that point, some of it you'll be able to sell, or how to turn the lead over to a
The
salesperson.
heat exchanger would be the big one on how to,
Yeah.
on getting them on board with how to.
That's a
test
whole
the heat.
separate class on a heat
Yeah.
exchanger, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It really is, so.
And we really need to get a class on the drain machines. We do have new cables in, the new 1/4-inch cables came in yesterday. They took your machine out and one of the other ones is broken, but we do have one of them working because it was just missing a cable.
And we found another machine
We
too.
found another machine too, so that has a cable now. We have a 3/8, and we also have a 3/8 cable for that machine in a different drum. So we have at least enough to get us through, as much as we don't do a ton of drains, but we have enough to get us through until those come back.
We also have a camera, as we cleaned out the warehouse, there's that, some of you have seen that big wheel. And that's for pushing commercial jobs, long distances or home with a long sewer line. But that's a 1/2-inch cable camera, you know, that'll push out. And we also have another locator to go with that. And
Like 6-inch drains and stuff.
yeah, you can get down the big stuff with that. That's what it's for.
And it works. You have to plug it in though, so keep that in mind, because I gotta buy a new battery, the battery wouldn't charge.
Yeah.
But it does plug in and it does work just like the other ones do.
Yeah, and we have a separate, it kind of looks more like a computer, but it's in a black case. You open it up, and there's a keypad on there and everything. It records, it locates, it does everything the other ones do. Just, so you know. I think that's about it right now.
And the only other thing that I was thinking of just now that I wanted to bring up is, when you guys, for those of you who are going out to jobs and you are giving a price to a customer, there's a couple of things that aren't happening very well, because if I'm getting a customer complaint about the way that something was presented to a customer, the price, then that means you didn't communicate well enough to the customer. So, for an example, if you go in and you say, okay, here's what the job is, option 1, here's option 2. Make sure that you're really clear on the 2 options and the price. Because if the customer misunderstands and it's not very clear, they think they're paying one price, when in reality it was the other price that they're paying for. That kind of gets to be a problem.
Also, they should be signing,
Yeah.
you know, for those.
So
And even if they give you a verbal over the phone, because they're not there, you could just write on there by phone. I've done that, or not present, but then you can take that estimate, send it off to them in an email, and then can you just forward that back to me saying you approve of this estimate. People could do that in real time. They just get the email and they write on there, I approve, and then they forward it right back to you. Now you've got a legal document that's essentially signed, you know, just by saying I approve. We don't actually need a physical signature.
And then the other thing that's been an issue and even actually on Sarah this time, which is rare, POs. Your POs have got to be in. If you buy something, it has to be in. You don't just give them a PO number. The PO has to be in the system with the exact dollar amount that you paid. So if you go buy a cartridge, the cartridge needs to be in there. You go buy, whatever you're buying, materials, it needs to go on the job that it's in. It needs to go in the purchase order in the system. So if you're not doing that and you don't know how to do it, get on Service Titan and learn it, or ask somebody to help you make sure you understand it, because it has to be in there. Payroll right now for me on Monday, since I'm doing everything on Mondays, you guys have to get everything in first thing on Monday. I'm doing Karina's job and my job. And last week I was doing the part that Tina was doing too. So I was just like barely getting done at the end of the day, and I'm going in and looking and checking POs, and POs are missing. Some of you are if you don't do the PO, at least you're turning in the receipts, which helps. But the other part of that is, if you're turning in a receipt, the receipt should be only for that job. I shouldn't have to figure out tax because this item went to that job and I bought them all at the same time on the same invoice, and I've got to separate things out and make sure I'm, everything matches up, because it makes it a lot more difficult for me to go in and do all that. So if you have your invoice and it's attached to your commission sheet, that's the very least that has to happen. But it should be in the system as well. So when I look at that commission sheet and I look in the system, the POs match, and I'm costing everything correctly and I'm paying you correctly. Because the last thing I want to do is the next payday is have to take money away from you because you didn't put a PO in. And now I got the invoice, and now I've got to say, oh, it was never in there and I paid them on it. Now I got to subtract money out. It makes it harder on me, it makes it harder on you, because you're expecting certain things and you're like, oh, wow, I got paid extra this time or whatever. You don't even realize what it was, and then now you expect a certain amount of money maybe on a slow week, and I'm taking money away because I didn't take it away last week. Do you know what I mean? So that makes it hard on all of us. So please, purchase orders have got to go in. If you don't know how to do it and you're having a hard time with it, ask one of the people who do it every day. Sarah's usually really, really good at it. She has it completely organized and it's all in there. Sometimes the dollar amount might be off. She might say, oh, it's $10 and it ends up being $12 or $6, whatever, either way. But at least it's there and I can look at the receipt. So if she misses one part of it, at least the other part's there for me to find. Some of you guys, it's like a struggle because I don't get a receipt turned in, and then it may come in, I get it in the mail next week, or they email it to us and I got to go find it. I mean, it's a pain. So please do that. I want all invoices turned in. Don't hold on to them. They just bring them with your paperwork and turn them, paper clip them to them. When you turn them in, it goes right behind the commission sheet for that job, so I know what goes to what, okay? Because I don't want to have to rely on emails. I can check the emails just to make sure I've already put them in, because I have guys to help me with that and dispatch. I can have them go through the invoices and make sure the purchase order's in, and then it makes it easier on me too. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. I'm trying to have them be more productive during their slower times, and then it's helping me out, but I need you guys to do that part as well, okay? Please. All right, that's all I have. Make sure you guys get some of these for your vehicles. You guys have these, okay? They're right inside my office on the right.